Welcome to the next video of the third section, Finalizing the Data Structure. In the previous video, we've learned how to set up the GUI in OOP. In this video, we will learn how to finalize the data structure. As Linus Torvalds, the developer of Linux, once said, "Bad programmers worry about the code. Good programmers worry about data structures and their relationships." What he means is that well-designed data structures make the code very easy to design, maintain, and scale up. In contrast, if you start with a poor data structure, you can't make up for that, even with the best of code. Start with a good data structure and your code will naturally be more simple, elegant, and easy to maintain. What kind of data structure do you think would be needed to capture all the necessary fields of information? Well, first of all, our drum machine needs to keep information about beat patterns, so let us start by creating list named all_patterns equal. Now, each of the patterns within the list needs to capture information about the drum files related to the pattern, the number of units in the pattern, the beats per unit for the pattern, the beats per minute, and the buttons clicked to form the pattern. Accordingly, we came up with a data structure where all_patterns is a list where each item in the list represents a single pattern. Each pattern is then denoted by a dictionary like this. It is very important that you get familiar with the preceding data structure definition for our drum machine. Notice that with just the data in hand, we can define the logic to display everything that you see in the finalized drum machine. Also notice that this data structure does not contain information about any GUI elements such as widget information or widget states. As far as possible, we should always strive to cleanly separate the data of the backend, program logic, from the data related to the front end, user interfaces. Our data structure here merely represents the backend, but is sufficient enough to allow us to lay out the logic to determine our front end. Accordingly, we modify our code 3.02.py to initialize this data structure. We also initialize the is_button_clicked_list with all values set as false, which is the same as in the highlighted code. And to support this structure, we define a few constants in the code 3.02.py. Now, if you run this program, you simply see a root window, nothing different from the previous code, but internally our code is reserving memory for all the data we will need to construct our logic. We have laid a strong foundation for our program to run. Believe it or not, we have done half the job. Awesome! In this video, we've successfully learned how to finalize the data structure. In the next video, we'll see how to create broader visual elements.